Hey, how's it going, everyone? I am going to go over today's daily plan, the makings of it. We'll take a look at today's intraday order flow, um, and the trade that I took. Right, I took one trade today. I posted it. I believe I posted it here. I may have forgot on YouTube, but it should be in the community tab, as well as StockTwits. I post my daily plans, the parts of it, every morning here on the homepage, not the homepage, the community tab on YouTube and StockTwits. So, without further ado, let's talk about the daily plan. So we had the same daily plan as yesterday. This zone, this zone, this zone, and this zone. My trade was prior to RTH or regular trading hours. That's the cash session, right? It starts at 9:30. I took my first my first and only trade here at this zone at the sell zone, right? Um, provided a very nice trade. I only took my first target. Um, I took the trade off at my first target, rather. We'll get into that. And then now we're close to this zone, right? This provided a little bit of resistance, but you can see clearly on the order flow. We'll take a look that the bulls were in control. So let's start with the makings of the daily plan. So my first part, or part one of my creating of daily plans, is always, always, always the TPO charts. They're called time price opportunity charts. You'll also hear them called market profile charts. So each one of these, being this chunk of letters, if you're unfamiliar with what you're looking at, is called a profile. Profiles develop as the session carries on. The A period is the first 30 minutes of trading, the B period is the second 30 minutes of trading, and so on. And now this has to do with time rather than our normal price that we look at on charts. Why? Well, because time is a huge, huge factor in the markets. I know these charts may look intimidating, but they're really, really not. They're super simple to learn. And when you do know what you're looking at, you just take a glance at it. So why do we use TPO charts? Well, they allow us to make the market auction, what is going on, where participants deem fair price, etc., etc. They make it more palatable. So things that we look at are the highs of profiles, the lows of profiles, where value area highs are, value area lows, points of control, not to be confused with volume points of control, what you'll see here if you look at the volume by price to the side. Point of control, remember, TPO charts have to do with time, so the point of control is where the most time has been spent rather than the most volume has been transacted, like the volume point of control. So again, I come here in the morning, get to my office, and I check to see what the London session did. Where are we relative to um, balance? Are we trading in balance, out of balance? Are we in the midst of creating balance? Are we leaving structure behind on our move? Are we cleaning previous structure? All these different things to help build our context and understanding of what's going on in the auction. So from here, or from there rather, we come here to what we're looking at originally. This is the 4-hour footprint chart. This is how I monitor order flow. I watch this live, and I also look left, right, to get our market generated information. What are things that we look for here? Do we have a bid walking up on the tape? Bid holding, walking up. Do we have an offer walking down on the tape? Is either side more aggressive? Do we have a passive buyer somewhere, passive seller? Do we have a trapped, do we have low slamming shorts, right? We see a whole bunch of shorts down here, selling imbalances, and they're trapped, right? So do we have a trapped offer? Do we have a trapped bid? Do we have an area where lots of volume has been traded? Do we have an area maybe like this, where not a lot of volume has been traded? So we have like high volume areas, low volume areas. Now, each one of these mean different things. Are we looking for at lows, exhaustion? Are we looking for not exhaustion, right? And each one of these things help us add on to what we already know from the auction and the TPOs, and just better our understanding and build confluence, right? All my levels, I need confluence between what I see on the footprint, what I see, or I should say, what I see on the 4-hour footprint, what I see on the daily footprint, what I see on the TPO charts, right? The more confluence we have with our levels, the less risk our levels will entail, because, well, it's going to be a stronger level, of course, if there's more confluence behind it. So there's a lot of things that I look for. all mean different things and all add differently into my understanding of the market. So from the 4-hour, I come to my daily chart and I do the exact same thing. Trapped volume, exhaustion, maybe not exhaustion, how we see here, right? We're still transacting a lot of the highs. We know the price is happy to trade up here. We're not transacting a lot at the lows over here, so we know the auction is complete to the downside. Just simple market auction theory there. And then the same things, do we have an offer moving down, maybe a bid moving up, passive seller, passive buyer, all that fun stuff. And again, this is just a build on top of step 1, step 2, and then of course what we already know because we're doing this daily, right? So let me just pull up StockTwits. I post, as I said, the plans on StockTwits and YouTube, and I annotate. So I'll annotate the TPO chart, the 4-hour, and the 30, and I send that in the daily plan tab on the Discord to make sure people learn differently. We have an introductory series introducing and just how to basically use all the tools that we use, and then we have these write-ups, these annotations for people who learn better like that, and then we have video format. So every day prior to market open, I will make a video where I go over each of the daily plan levels, what happened during the overnight session, pretty much everything that I'm annotating just in an audio video format. So this was the one trade that I took. I didn't get the best entry, not because of bad fill or anything. I was a little bit too early, but we'll actually just take a look at it on the charts themselves. So this trade was, again, pre-market. So this is where we're trading right now, of course, and I was trading in here when we first interacted with the sell zone. I saw I saw sellers and jumped on. So I don't have my executions on here. I believe I do have it on this chart. All right. What time is this? No, earlier. Right, so that's where I exited right into open. Okay, here's my entry. So I won't go into too much detail here, but I mean very simply, we could see sellers are active over here, continuing on. Again, I didn't get the best fill. I was a little bit too early. I front ran my own level, and I came honestly one tick or two between or from a stop loss. So where's my entry? 08.25. So my stop was 11.25. I literally came, one tick. I risk 3 points usually, most of the time, probably 99% of the time, and all off at my first target. Why? While we were coming into open, I was shorting this right before open, half an hour before, and knew that the open would bring volatility, so I just wanted to secure profits. Not only that, but I've had a really, really good week. If you guys are newer to the channel, check out the rest of the recaps from this week. I've had a good week. We've had members in the room doing well, so I just collected 2R, just padded the wallet again, and just called it a day. Anything else that I'm missing? I mean, super, super, super clear. I hope anyone who's been watching the channel for a while should be able to read this tape with ease. Clear exhaustion at the highs, selling imbalance. So then going through the open tape, everyone in the room knew not to be shorting this zone, at least yet. Maybe something will show up. Why? Well, again, to not go into crazy detail, but I mean, I think this should be simple to see. Look at all the volume being done at the lows, and once we're transacting back at the zone, okay, we don't have that great of an offer. We do see an offer grow right here, but we have to look below us. There's a lot of people trapped below compared to what are up here. I believe that's pretty much everything, right? Trending up, obviously. Why? I mean, simply put, structurally, it's been pretty obvious that yesterday was a day to get long. I did get a long, but not where I personally wanted to. So if you watch that recap, I just cut it at my 2R. I collected my profits. I wanted it a little bit lower, honestly, but I didn't get that. So we're now starting to interact. Sorry about that. We're starting to interact with the second sell zone, so I'm going to try and hop off pretty quickly so I could get back on the trading floor in the Discord. But we're seeing early signs of sellers here. We just had a webinar on the Delta. We've had other videos going over it, but this one was solely focused on Delta. This is kind of how we focus on whether a seller is defending and adding to the position or a buyer, depending on where we're trading and the context around it. We have a webinar coming up in March, probably towards the end of March, and I've been timestamping all of my entries, stop outs, winning trades, everything. And we're going to go over and watch the tape live, and I'm going to be talking about, I see a seller soaking here, I see a buyer absorbing here, depending on long or short, of course, and talking out my entries and what I did incorrectly, what I did correctly, all that stuff. I think that'll be very, very helpful for the mentorship group. If you're new to this style of trading and it resonates with you and would like to learn it for yourself, I'll leave a link to the description to my site. I won't say the same spiel. Just watch my videos. I think this speaks for itself. And if you have any questions, just always shoot me an email. I'll leave that in the description too. Or if not, it is what it is. Just please leave a sub on the YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next recap.